You know that feeling when you read something profound, something that really hits you, but then you struggle to actually make it work in your everyday life? Well, today we're going to unlock how to turn that ancient wisdom into a powerful, practical tool for your own transformation. We're going to dive into how the words you read can literally become the reality you live.
Okay, so our journey kicks off with this incredible verse from Psalm 107. Now, the way the source material breaks this down, this isn't just beautiful poetry. Nope, it's an active formula. It describes something happening. And the key, the real kicker, is that phrase, sent out. The word isn't meant to just sit on a shelf. It's a force that can be dispatched on a mission. It's a tool designed for action.
And that's the big question, isn't it? How do we possibly bridge the gap between this ancient text and the challenges we face right now, today? I mean, if the word can be sent, how do we become the one who sends it? That's the exciting part, and that's exactly what we're about to unpack. All right, first things first, we've got to make a really crucial mind shift. We need to move beyond seeing the word as just, ink on a page, and start to really get that it's a living, powerful force, just packed with potential energy that's waiting to be released.
So, when we say the word, what are we actually talking about? In this context, it's the gospel, the good news. But again, it's not just a message you hear. You've got to think of it more like a hands-on tool, an active instrument designed to be sent out on a very specific mission, whether that's healing or guidance or strength.
And this is where things get really explosive. The Greek word for power that's used here is dunamis. Sound familiar? It should. It's the root for our word dynamite. So we're not talking about a little nudge or some subtle influence. We're talking about a world-altering, miraculous, and destructive power. A power that can absolutely demolish fear, doubt, and every limitation.
And Romans 1:16 just nails it, tying this all together. It says this good news is the power of God at work. See, it's not a story about power, it is the power. The word itself is the dynamite, and your belief, that's the fuse. So the big takeaway here is this: to use the word effectively, you first have to see it for what it is, an active, incredibly powerful force. Okay, so we've got it. The word is power. Awesome. But just knowing that fact isn't enough to actually make a difference in your life. To activate this power, you've got to make a critical internal shift. And that's what we're looking at next: how to move this incredible tool from one place to another, inside of you. This brings us to a super practical question. I mean, think about it. If the word is dynamite, you can't just stick it on the bookshelf of your mind and expect a big boom, right? To have any effect, it has to be placed in exactly the right location. So, where is that? This is where the source material draws a really, really important line in the sand. The difference between the head and the heart. Your head, your intellect, it's fantastic. It can know all the facts, quote all the verses, even win a theological debate. But that's just mental exercise. The heart, that's the place of true belief. That's where the truth isn't just known, it's internalized. It literally becomes a part of you. And that is where real, lasting transformation happens. You could try meditating on a single verse or just writing out what it means to you to really get it from your head to your heart.
And this verse from Jeremiah, wow, it just captures this idea perfectly. The prophet doesn't say, I read your words, or I thought about your words. He says, I ate them. It's such a powerful metaphor, right? It's all about internalizing the word so deeply that it stops being external information and starts becoming internal nourishment. It becomes who you are.
And that's the thing. Once the word makes that journey from your head to your heart, it gets to work. It is no longer passive. It's on a mission to start this total internal renovation, cleansing what needs to go, transforming your whole perspective, giving you clarity, and building this unshakable foundation of faith. So the takeaway here is super clear. Intellectual knowledge is a great starting point, but heart-level belief is where the power is truly unlocked. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we make that move from head to heart? How do we go from just being a reader to being a doer? Well, this next section is the practical how-to part of our explainer. We're going to break it down into 3 simple, actionable steps to activate this power in your life. It really boils down to these 3 steps. Step 1, eat the word. This isn't about speed reading. It's about taking one single truth and just welcoming it, meditating on it till it settles deep down in your spirit. Step 2, live the word. This is all about integrity. It's where your actions and your choices start to line up with the truth you've taken in. It's belief becoming behavior. And finally, step 3, proclaim the word. This is the activator. This is you using your voice to declare what the word says, and as we're about to see, this is what finally releases that dunamis power. All right, that third step, proclamation, it is so unbelievably important that it gets its very own section. This is the final piece of the puzzle. This is where the power you've stored up on the inside gets released to the outside to actually start shaping your reality. This whole idea is anchored in verses like this one from Proverbs. Get this, our words are never neutral. They are powerful forces that are either creating or destroying. Everything you say produces fruit in your life, whether for good or for bad. So think about it this way. Your words are literally building your world, one sentence at a time.
And this is the absolute key to proclamation. It's not about denying reality or pretending your problems aren't there. Not at all. It's about choosing to speak a higher truth over your situation. It's a conscious act of faith where you declare that what the word says about you is more real and more powerful than what your temporary feelings or your circumstances are screaming at you.
Okay, let's get super practical with this. So when you feel weak and totally overwhelmed, you don't have to just sit there in that feeling. You can actively proclaim, I am complete in Him. When you feel lost or confused, you can declare out loud, I have the mind of Christ. Instead of just accepting defeat, you choose to say, I am more than a conqueror. You are consciously, verbally replacing the story of your circumstances with the truth of the word.
And this all leads us to one final, really powerful personal question that kind of sums everything up. The core idea is that the word is power, but that power is only activated when you get it into your heart and then release it with your mouth. So if it's true, if your words create your world, what are you building today?